Ever get that feeling? Like you stumble across an idea and you just think, whoa, why hasn't anyone done this yet?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what reading Dr. Amar Abdul-Ghani's work feels like.
I know exactly what you mean.
The guy's brilliant, really. He's tackled this whole Industry 4.0 thing from every angle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Blue Origin, Argonne National Laboratory,
Mm.
even advising governments on their tech strategy.
Wow.
And that's exactly why we're diving into his insights today. We're talking about bridging that gap, between those light bulb moments and actual real world impact.
And you know what's really remarkable about Dr. Abdulghani? He doesn't just throw around buzzwords like innovation, for example. Everyone says innovation, but he breaks it down in a way that's actually insightful and, more importantly, actionable.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little. What is it about his approach that really makes it stand out?
Well, he starts by making this crucial distinction, right? Invention versus innovation.
Okay.
And it's a good one. Think about it this way. Invention is like when you sketch out a cool gadget on a napkin. You've created something new, but it's just an idea, right?
Right.
Innovation, though, on the other hand, that's about taking that napkin sketch and actually turning it into something that people want, that they need, something they're willing to pay for. You're creating value, disrupting things.
So it's not just about the cool idea, it's about making that idea matter in the real world, making it have an impact.
Exactly. And to help guide that whole process, he lays out these 5 laws of innovation.
The 5 laws of innovation.
Yeah. And these aren't like your typical business school bullet points either. These are like guiding principles for navigating this whole messy, unpredictable world of actually making new ideas happen.
Okay, you've got me intrigued. Break it down. What are the laws and how can we actually, use them?
All right. So, law number 1, embrace risk.
Okay.
Abdul-Ghani, he argues that real innovation, it requires a willingness to sort of step outside your comfort zone, right? To try things that might seem a little crazy at first.
I like that.
He uses the example of those early internet companies. I mean, back then, who knew if people would actually buy things online?
Right.
But they took the risk and, well, look at the world now.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's about having that courage, I guess, to really bet on your vision, even when maybe other people doubt you.
Exactly that. And that actually leads right into the second law. Be resilient to rejection.
Oh, yeah.
Because not every idea is going to be a winner, is it? Even the most successful innovators, they face setbacks, they hear no. It's about learning from those rejections, adapting, and just not giving up on that initial vision.
That reminds me of something. I was working on this design problem a while back, hitting a wall, super frustrated, and out of nowhere,
Yeah.
the perfect solution hit me while I was talking to, wait for it,
Yeah.
the barista at my coffee shop.
Get out.
I know. Talk about finding inspiration in the most unexpected places.
That is amazing. But it really speaks to the third law,
Mm-hmm.
Collaborate widely. Sometimes the best ideas come from the people and the places you least expect. Being open to those different perspectives, tapping into that collective intelligence of everyone around you, remembering that innovation is rarely a solo thing.
So build a diverse network from your creative buddies to, well, your barista, and be open to what they bring to the table.
Exactly. And then the fourth law. This is about actually turning those ideas into something real. Execute real relentlessly.
I like that.
Abdul-Ghani, he's big on this. A great idea is just the start. You got to translate that vision into action, build it, test it, iterate, constantly pushing to make it a reality.
Yeah, because a brilliant idea without execution is, well, just an idea, isn't it?
Right. And then finally, bringing it all together, law number 5, seek feedback obsessively.
Oh, I like that one too.
It's crucial. Abdul-Ghani says you need to constantly seek feedback from early adopters, from mentors, even from your critics.
Even the critics.
Especially the critics. It can be tough, but that feedback, even when it's negative, it's valuable. It's data that helps you refine your idea, make it better.
So be open to that constructive criticism, even if it stings a little. Use it to learn, to grow, because that path to innovation, it's rarely a straight line, is it?
Never is. It's true. 5 laws, good foundation. But he doesn't stop there, Abdul-Ghani. He digs deeper into that strategic side of things.
Right. Like figuring out where your product, your idea, whatever, where it actually fits in the grand scheme of things, the market landscape. Right?
Exactly.
Which brings us to the SCurve.
Ah, yes.
The SCurve.
I'll admit, I always thought of it as, just another one of those abstract business school things.
But Dr. Abdul-Ghani, he actually makes it feel, well, relevant, applicable to what we're doing,
It's a powerful tool, the SCurve. It helps you understand that life cycle of an innovation. from those early stages all the way to, widespread adoption, even maturity eventually.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Think of it like launching a rocket.
Okay.
It takes a ton of energy, right? Effort just to get off the ground.
Sure.
That's that early adoption phase. You're finding those first few customers, the ones willing to take a chance on something new.
The ones who aren't afraid of the bleeding edge.
Exactly. And then, well, if that innovation gains traction, you hit this incredible acceleration point, rapid growth. The early majority jumps in, things take off.
It's that hockey stick moment, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
Eventually, you reach this point where the growth, it naturally starts to slow down.
Right. It makes sense.
You've captured a good chunk of the market, hitting the limits of what that innovation at that moment can do. That's the maturity phase.
So knowing where you're at on that curve, that's crucial for strategy.
100%. Are you still in those early stages, just trying to get a foothold? You got to focus on those early adopters, the feedback, that product market fit. But if you're in rapid growth, it's all about scaling up, building capacity, riding that wave.
Riding the wave.
Right. But if you've reached maturity, time to start thinking about the next S-curve, the next wave of innovation to stay ahead.
It really is like surfing, huh?
In a way, yeah. Got to catch that wave at the right time, ride it, but always be ready to paddle back out and catch the next one too.
And speaking of riding waves.
Yes, Waymo, right. That example really stuck with me. Oh, yeah. Waymo is fascinating. It's not just tech disruption, it's about changing how people think fundamentally.
It's not just about a better car, is it? They're trying to change the whole idea of transportation.
Exactly. Imagine trying to sell a horseless carriage back when everyone thought horses were the only way to get around.
Right. They think you were crazy.
Exactly. And that's what Waymo's up against. So they've had to think beyond the tech, how to deal with people's fears about safety, how to navigate regulations, build trust in something totally new.
Which brings us to, well, the cautionary tales.
Yeah.
The companies that didn't adapt got swept away by that digital wave.
Right.
Kodak, BlackBerry, giants, and they stumbled. How?
It's what Dr. Abdul-Ghani calls the Innovators Dilemma. They were so successful, so dominant, that they got blinded by it, blinded by their own success.
So busy looking in the rear view mirror, they missed what was coming.
That's it. They saw the digital wave, but I think they underestimated it. Figured their old ways would work in a new world. But digital transformation, it's bigger than just new tech.
It's about rethinking how you create value for your customer in a world where the rules are constantly changing.
Exactly. Kodak, they thought digital photography was a fad.
Wow.
Clung to that film-based model for too long. Didn't see that digital, it wasn't just a format change. It was a whole new ball game.
In BlackBerry, they were all about the physical keyboard.
Right. It was their thing, their edge, until touchscreens came along.
Wow.
And it wasn't just vision, right? There's internal resistance to change these big companies. Inertia. Hard to turn a big ship quickly when you need to.
So how do you avoid that? How do you make innovation part of the culture? Especially in a company that's used to doing things a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they need innovation in their DNA or something, but how do you actually do that? Especially with a company that's, been around the block a few times.
$1 million question, right? But Abdul-Ghani, he's got some good answers. He says it starts at the top.
Leadership.
Leaders who are okay with challenging how things are done, comfortable with, not having all the answers right away, experimentation too.
So less about knowing everything and more about letting people ask the questions. Try things out, even if they fail.
Exactly. Failure. It's going to happen, especially with innovation. Got to make it okay to fail.
That whole fail fast, fail forward idea.
Yes. Learn from it, make something even better. And another thing, diversity. All kinds of diversity.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Diversity of thought, experience, background. That's where the really good stuff comes from. Different perspectives, different ways of seeing the world. That sparks innovation.
Like that saying, right? If you're the smartest person in the room,
you're in the wrong room. Exactly. You need those different viewpoints to challenge what you think push those boundaries. That's how you find those really new solutions.
That actually ties into something I found really interesting. That whole visionary customer thing Abdul-Ghani talks about.
Oh, yeah, those early adopters.
Yes, I've never thought about it that way. But they're not just customers, are they? They're like co-creators of the future in a way.
They absolutely are. They're the ones pushing the envelope, demanding more, giving you that raw feedback early on. So valuable.
So it's not about chasing the shiny new tech. It's about finding those people already living in the future you're trying to build.
100%.
But how do you actually find them, these visionary customers, and get them on board?
Data is the key. We've got more information about our customers than ever before, but it's not just about having it, right? It's about using it intelligently to really understand what your customer wants, what they need, what they expect.
So turning that data into, I don't know, like a roadmap or something.
There you go. It's like having a library full of books is one thing, but actually reading them, understanding the stories, that's how you write your own.
Wow, I like that.
Companies like Amazon, Netflix, they get it. They use that data to personalize the experience. They analyze what you've done before, and they can almost predict what you'll want next.
It's kind of freaky sometimes, though, isn't it?
It can be, but done right, it's not creepy. It's helpful. It enhances the experience.
So in this whole digital whirlwind we're living in, it sounds like it boils down to this. It's not just about the tech itself. It's about building a culture around it.
Yeah.
Embracing the changes, using that data to really put the customer first.
You've got it. And maybe most importantly, remembering this isn't just about ones and zeros, it's about people. Tech should connect us, solve real problems, and create a future that's both innovative and, inspiring.
This has been eye-opening, really. I feel like I get it now, not just surviving in this digital age, but actually thriving in it.
It's been a pleasure, really. And for everyone listening, remember, the future isn't set in stone. We make it. So embrace what you don't know, try things out, never stop learning. That's where the real magic happens.